Previously on Survivor Boston. The two tribes finally merged, changing the dynamic in the game.
Izzy, Toby, and I don't know if they think that I had something to do with Daniela being voted out.
Lexi found a clue to a hidden immunity idol and shared it with her alliance, Toby, Sarah, and Izzy. But Lexi wasn't as secretive as she thought.
She tried to be sneaky about it. She took it out of the box, hid it behind her back slowly.
After Kate won immunity, Elvis made a pact with Kate, Brian, Moses, Giselle, and Peyton to blindside either Lexi or Sarah. But in reality, none of them trusted Elvis.
I could see him easily leaving me in the dust.
Using Lexi's clue, Izzy found the immunity idol and gave it to Sarah in case she felt unsafe. And at Tribal Council, Sarah played it on herself. However, she didn't need to, as she only received votes from Elvis and Moses. Everyone else turned on Elvis, sending him home. 9 are left. Who will be voted out tonight?
So yeah, tribal happened and Elvis went home. Just to be safe, I did play the idol. However, when Jacob was reading out the names, he only read out 2 for me and the rest were for Elvis. So in retrospect, I wish I didn't play the idol.
Now, I had no idea that Sarah had an idol. And during tribal, she was sitting in front of me and she was like, "Brian, am I safe?" And I was like, yeah, you're safe, I swear. And she's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Why are you so nervous?" Like, "Yes, I swear you're safe. Like, I promise you have the numbers. Like, it's gonna not even be close." And she was like, I gotta tell you something. I have an idol." And I was like, okay. And she was like, "I'm gonna play it." And I was like, you really don't have to. You're safe, but okay, if you want to. So I met with Sarah.
So we kind of talked before, but about like merge stuff.
Right.
But like, I trust you.
Yeah. No.
Like outside of the game.
Yeah.
So like, do you want to like have like an alliance?
No,
or
for
something?
sure.
I talked to Brian, and Brian and I are friends outside of the game. I don't really know how much I can trust Brian, and that sucks because I really thought that I would be able to trust him in this game, but I can't.
So I don't know. Like at this point, I'm just going with whatever people want to do, and then from then, we can just try and like sway so people can take out the leaders that end up forming with these votes, if you know what I mean.
Who are the leaders?
Oh, I have no idea. So all these things are happening, and I don't know where I stand in any of it. And there's a side of 4 and a side of 4, and then there's a little old me hanging on both sides. I do have a hidden immunity idol. I would rather save that.
Basically, I found an idol. Sarah played it at council, even though she did not need to, and I assured her that because she only got 2 votes, and they were both from Elvis and Moses. So one of the reasons why Sarah played the idol was because like we were not sure if we could trust Brian. So it was kind of a waste of an idol, but like I get it. She was scared.
So I had a little heartbeat moment where I'm like, okay, this better not be me. And then I was really surprised to see Elvis as the one who was eliminated.
I know there was some talking that I was completely cut off from, and I was surprised by it. And so being surprised by it is a little bit startling, makes me a little uneasy because people were talking, but I feel okay overall.
Alright, are you guys ready to get to today's challenge? Woo! First things first, Kate will take back immunity. Alrighty. Immunity is back up for grabs. For today's challenge, all of you will run to a ball that will be tied up in a set of string. What you have to do is untie this ball so that all the string is off of it, and then run to the other side of the tennis court. The first 5 to be across will move on to the next round. Those 5 in the next part will use their buff to run over to a bucket of water. They'll get as much water as they can and then run back to a container where they will have to bring out the water in the container. The first 2 people to get up to a certain line in those containers will move on to the final round where you will have to solve an 101-piece jigsaw puzzle. I'm so pumped! The first person to solve that puzzle will win immunity and has a 1 in 8 shot of winning this entire game. We'll draw for spots and we'll get started. Before we get started, behind you, Jacob is standing at the other end by a white line. You can choose, when we start the challenge, to run over behind you to that white line. The first person to get that white line will get an advantage in this game. However, if you choose to do that, you will not be participating in this immunity challenge. So you can either choose to continue this immunity challenge or to go for the advantage behind you. Survivors ready? Go!
Moses has the advantage. It's up to you whether you or not you share this information with anybody else. You can do this whenever you're by yourself.
Moses and Lexi went for the advantage.
Got it.
The only ones. The rest of them are working on the balls. 5 of them will get across. Peyton, first one across. Giselle, second one across. Only room for 3 more. There's Brian. And it looks like it's Kate. Moving on. Sarah? Yeah, Sarah also moving on. Go!
Oh, shoot.
Kate, you're dropping a lot of water.
Really, Toby? I want bad things!
Come on, Brian. Come on, Sarah. People are dripping.
My tits are going everywhere. Brian!
Yes, Sarah!
Love you guys!
Elio!
Brian's doing well. All right, everybody stop what you're doing. We're gonna see who has the most. Yes, squeeze what you have now.
Wait. Oh, yeah, baby.
Brian. Oh yeah, Brian is not part. All right. Peyton and Brian.
Woo!
Moving on. Survivors ready?
Yes.
Go. Brian has an interesting strategy. Starting to group them.
That's not how we move. Oh my god, turn over all you rounds.
Brian, start with the entries.
I'm like so happy right now. I don't think I've ever been happy. Oh my. Look at you see it's clear again.
Brian has not made a lot of progress.
There's 4 in the bed and the little one said roll over.
Where's my grandma when you need her? You know, I used to do puzzles. Hi, Mima. Remember when we used to do puzzles? You told me always the corners and the edges first. I'm trying to do that right now. But I'm a little jumbled up. And my hands are shaking.
Puzzles are like really difficult.
In the next minute, the person who has the most pieces connected wins immunity.
I don't even finish this shit.
Come on, Brian. Here we go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands off.
Back away, guys.
We're gonna count pieces that are connected.
I'm a person.
I'm so sorry.
Wait, hang on.
Okay. All right. This was a very close match. But the winner of this challenge is Peyton wins immunity.
All right, Peyton, come on over. All right, Peyton, safe at Tribal Council. She will not be voted out. As for the rest of you, one of the 8 of you will be going home. Grab your stuff, head on out.
I'm great at puzzles when like I'm chilling, like usually doing them with my mom, laying down, having a good time, listening to music. But this was like, you got 25 minutes to do this puzzle. And I was like, oh shoot. But at the same time though, I'm really good at coming in second in challenges.
We were really hoping to vote Peyton off, as I think a lot of people, not were hoping, but she's just like a huge threat in this competition. So the sooner she doesn't win immunity, the better.
So I won immunity, which was really nice. I think that's a really good thing for me this week. It feels really good. I'm so glad I don't have to worry, because as the days go on, I'm having a really hard time trusting people more and more, and which is like really upsetting. So it's just nice to have immunity and to know I don't have to worry.
They're looking for clues. We're looking for clues, but they would have found it, I think. So if there was a clue, then Brian and Peyton. Should we ask Brian? Do you think he'd tell us the truth?
He would.
Okay.
I think he's on our side now.
We're unsure.
We're unsure, and I'm still uncomfy, and I feel bad that I used the idol yesterday.
Sarah and I feel like we have a big target on our back. It's most likely going to be one of us this week. Brian has like 1 foot in each alliance, which I hate, and I hate that we have to rely on him so strongly. But we do, and it really sucks, and I don't fully trust him at all.
Now we can't get Peyton out, so...
Yeah, we really wish Peyton didn't win today, but it's fine.
We should have gotten her out, because Elvis would have done shit in this challenge.
So at the immunity challenge, Jacob was standing on the other side with an advantage that you could use. Moses got the advantage just because he's very fast. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure the dude ran like track and stuff.
So today's challenge was a little bit multi-stage. We had to go untangle some wiffle balls from rope, but I didn't do that. There was another option where we could run backwards on the tennis court and run for an advantage. And that's what I have with me right now. And so, according to this thing, I get to steal a vote from someone in Tribal Council, and then I have 2 votes. And so I have a little bit of an alliance going with Peyton, Brian, Giselle, and just so I let them know. And then I have 2 votes.
Yeah.
And
Gotcha.
so we're just trying to decide whose vote do I want to take, whose do I want to like focus it towards. So
Going between voting for Lexi and Sarah. Like, we don't know which one.
Okay. So Moses last challenge got an advantage that he gets to steal someone's vote at a tribal council. And right now with Brian, we have the numbers, right? So if we all vote for one person, it doesn't really matter if they all vote for us, because we have 5, they have 4.
So then we'd only have 3 votes.
yeah, so why not make this like a super easy tribal?
Yeah.
And just like, how about whose vote should I take? I think why don't I just like use it this time, and then how about we all just go for.
And also, we don't know if like they have some sort of other advantage.
Yeah.
Like, cause I'm not saying they have
Yeah.
immunity or any of that, but they might have like an advantage.
Yeah.
Like mode.
And it could
They
have
totally
lasted
could
5
have an
tribal
immunity though
councils,
too.
No, there is still an immunity, and
Right.
no one in this room has it.
Right.
No.
So it could be one of them.
So I have it on good authority that Brian is a fucking snitch, and he's working both sides. And I'm like, something is up with him, because he just agrees with everything, and that makes me nervous.
Well, well, what if we like split it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
so
we
have
use
6.
the extra number to make.
Oh, 3 and 3.
Yeah, so like it would be like a 3v3v3.
Like we were-
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't know if that makes sense.
That's smart. And then this way, just in case one of them has an immunity idol, then we just all, when it's a tie, then we all just vote for the other person.
I convoluted kind of an evil plan. So what my plan is that I pitched to the other group is that we split the vote. I would just like slyly bring up little things like, oh, like what if she has the idol? And then they're like, oh, what if she does have the idol? And they're like, what do we do? And I was like, well, I mean, we could split the vote. And they're like, oh my gosh. And so they, so then they sort of kind of like put my plan that I have pages in my notes of into action without me even having to do too much.
Then we were like, oh my god, but like there's still an immunity idol that hasn't been played, so like we're a little nervous about that. They have 4 people, but we're gonna take 1 vote. It'd be 3, and then we were thinking about doing like a 3-way tie again, which we attempted to do when we were voting Daniela off a couple weeks back.
They won.
No, yeah.
But I'm thinking, so it's basically either we split or we go all in. Right?
I think we split. I think we split to be safe.
Moses used this as advantage. We split the vote. I am going to vote with Sarah, Izzy, and Toby. If everything goes smoothly and nothing changes while I am away this weekend, I'm gonna try and find out who the Izzy side wants to take out, and I have to find out who the Moses side wants to take out, and kind of weigh my options there. The 4 of you guys, that you guys would only have 3 votes. So it'd be a 3-way tie. And if someone plays the idol, then it would be a like 2-way tie.
Moses revealed the advantage that he had in the tribal to Brian, and Brian told us, which is really interesting, which really makes me feel like I can trust Brian, because like if he was on their side, why would he like tell us right away what Moses' advantage was?
No matter what this upcoming vote, they're gonna know that somebody in their alliance isn't actually in their alliance.
Right, exactly. So
that puts you at a really awkward spot too, just so you know.
Right, no, for sure. But if this all goes well, then that means that it would be the 5 of us versus the 3 of them.
Right, my alliance and I think Peyton is a serious threat. Well, we wanted to vote her out this week, but just have to wait another few days now. It'll happen. And she forgot my name. I'm kidding.
Yeah. You know, because they think Brian's on their side. It's the first tribal council where I felt like very unsure of what's going on. I don't know who Brian's voting for. I don't know how truthful he's being, what alliance he's really allied to. How are you feeling?
I'm super nervous because I know it's between you and me for them.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering who they're gonna put the
And I still don't
vote
trust
for.
Brian.
I watch Survivor, but like I don't watch it super religiously, so like I'm pretty good at like a lot of the strategic stuff, but like not as good as Brian is. I mean, as Lexi said, like she doesn't trust Brian yet, but I don't know, I'm so like stuck in between. Like I really feel like in order to get through this tribal, we're gonna need to trust Brian. All of our faith is in Brian.
Is in Brian, and like, do I play the idol? I don't want to play it. Brian doesn't know that I have it. Sarah, Toby, and Izzy do. But if I play it, that essentially means I'm losing Brian's trust, and then again, it's an even amount of numbers.
Because the thing is, like,
we need to get a lie detector and put Brian through it.
So there's the final 5. We call ourselves the final 5 because we're so cocky that we will be the final 5. So we're probably jinxing ourselves, whatever. But the final 5, it's me, Brian, Tibby, Lexi, Sarah Duvall. And then everyone else is not the final 5.
Not use the advantage. And then if that happens, then either
Can he save his advantage for later tribals?
Yes.
Okay. If anything, if they vote Lexi off, I'll still be here. I'll just be a little bit more bitchy now. You know? Like, it's not gonna do anything.
Brian is on their team, then we're f***ed, essentially. With a 3-3-3 tie, now that doesn't work. So I created a group chat with me, Moses, Peyton, and Giselle. And I was like, I'm pretty sure Brian is a snitch. And he's telling all of what we know to them. And they were like, I feel you there. Like, I don't trust him.
Kate, like, ran into my room yesterday, and she was like, Peyton, like, I don't trust Brian. Like, I think he's a double agent. I was like, what? Girl, oh my god.
I'm not trusting jack shit. So we're gonna, like, 180 that shit.
And then if one of us, let's say for example that one of us doesn't decide to play it, then, and that other person...
We're gonna tell him like one story, but we're gonna do something completely different, and he's just gonna think we're sticking with the 3-3 plan, and so will the rest of like Lexi and Izzy and all of them. So he's gonna be completely like confused and tribal. The rest of us are gonna vote between Sarah and Lexi.
I think the biggest thing right now is just getting my little group to decide on someone to vote for and just pile all the votes on them, because I'm almost sure that the other little group of people left over who I'm not aligned with are definitely going to try and vote for me because I have this advantage.
So we've been kind of like just talking a little bit to devise a plan, what to do. We're gonna meet later tonight before tribal to like finalize it, but like I think what we're gonna do is just like kind of like reinforce the idea to him that we're like gonna do the 3-way tie, and then
Someone's getting real creative over here. Yeah, I think it's right behind her. It looks like such.
Yeah, I think
How's the
so.
creativity flowing?
If I can make this happen and I make it to the final 3, I can convince the jury 100% that I deserve to win this game. And if that doesn't happen, I'll have to pull bigger moves, because I started the game by being a follower. But at this point I have to be a leader, but like a low-key leader. And so that's what I gotta do, and if that means I have to play my idol tonight, so be it. If it means that I make it to the final 8.
And now bring it to the
Wait, Charlie, hold on.
Oh my god, I got sunburned.
Elvis, what about the last tribal council?
Hi, Elvis.
Dude, there's no service.
Elvis will be a part of the jury, meaning the jury will just be here to listen and observe to be ready for the final vote. They will not have any input in this tribal council. All right, so let's talk about the challenge. Lexi, you went for the advantage, and so did Moses. How does the advantage have an effect on this game now?
Knowing that Moses has it, it makes me feel as though I'm at a disadvantage because obviously I had no chance to win immunity. And then I don't have a full understanding or really an idea of what the advantage is. It's all up in the air and it makes me feel very uneasy, especially knowing that Moses and I aren't necessarily in the same alliance if he's in an alliance. So like I wouldn't know and other people might.
Giselle, Lexi's talking about alliances a little bit. Are the alliances in this game clear at this point?
I don't think they're clear, but I think we definitely, like, using your brain, you could know, like, where, like, who people trust and who people talk to more. And I think we're all kind of aware of it.
Brian, who would you say those people are? People who are tight in this game?
People have their friends outside of this game, and then people have their alliances within this game. And sometimes they fall within that, and sometimes they don't.
I'm sorry, what's going on between here, Toby and Kate?
Toby's looking at me like
I
a
was looking at
freaking
Brian
punk
speaking.
ass
There's a
bitch.
showman's going on.
Yeah.
Toby
Well,
wishes there was a
I don't.
There's a showman between Kate and Oh yeah, a showman.
Moses, are there two sides within this game, or is this sort of like a bunch of people who trust each other?
I think it's more just people who trust each other. I don't think it's necessarily concrete enough to be two sides. And even if there are two sides forming, I think those two sides, they could change. I don't
Really?
think anything's really set in stone.
Toby, does that worry you when he says, even if there may be two sides, people can flip back and forth?
Yes. There's a few wild cards on the table, I guess.
Wild cards.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anybody here who is a wild card?
I don't know, maybe Brian.
Brian. Brian, so he's looking at you saying that you're a wild card. Do you feel like you're stuck in the middle of two sides?
I feel like in life, I'm always stuck in the middle. I'm the youngest child. But at this point, I know.
So you're not the middle child.
Well, I have dogs. But I feel like at this point, like, I know what side I'm with. And I'm sticking with that side.
What side is that? Everyone's saying, oh, like there aren't two sides, but I think that like at first glimpse there are very clearly two sides.
What are those two sides?
So it would be 1, 2. I thought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So we have Sarah, Toby, Lexi, and Izzy. And then Moses, Peyton, Kate, Giselle, Brian.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But I mean, of course, who the hell knows, you know? Like, I only know what I see, what people say in front of me. Like, for people, I just feel like kind of uncomfortable. Like, it makes me a little nervous to be sitting here saying like, oh no, there aren't two. Because I think
people are saying that.
I think it's a politeness thing.
Yeah. Come on, guys, we're not idiots.
No one like wants to like show their cards.
I know, because like none of us are like, there's no enemies. Like,
No, of course there are no enemies, but I think like
Who said there's no enemies?
So Izzy, based on what Peyton is saying, this would put you four in the minority. Does this make you nervous at all?
No. But like, because what Peyton said, like, you only see and hear what you do see and hear, and in this game people are so nervous to voice what they're truly thinking because they don't know like what, like, that, they don't know whose hands or ears that information's gonna get to. So there may be people like on, you know, quote my side that like they're sharing the same ideas as people on the other side. So like, honestly, right now I don't think that like different groups matter.
Like, I mean, if you're not worried, that would mean other people are on your side.
What I'm trying to emphasize is like people on their side, like I don't know, like
I think you're worried.
I think that's what Izzy is trying to say. Is Izzy feels nervous for tonight's tribal council.
Well,
Okay, so-
I think that she's talking about a point that was brought up to her that wasn't brought up to me about an all-girls alliance.
Really?
Yeah.
Who instigated this all-girls alliance?
I don't know for sure who instigated it, but obviously because the four of us are a thing, Izzy brought it to our attention.
Would this be an all-girls alliance excluding you?
Yes.
So,
No.
Kate, Giselle
I
says
think it was mentioned, but like we never sat down and talked about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It was
why
literally on the way up to the elevator.
Yeah,
They were like, guys, we should make this a girls' game. It was like literally like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if like 3 girls were the that was the extent of it.
that's what I meant by like people on their side. We might have the same feelings. Like the people on the two sides may secretly be thinking the same thing.
There's a lot of similarities.
There's a lot of
I think.
similarities between the two sides.
It wasn't like a serious like gameplay.
I'm pretty sure Lexi was the first person who said it. Like, it wasn't.
Nah, I'm pretty sure
it was.
It was when the four of us were.
Yeah,
saying
it was like
it was me.
It makes sense.
All right.
Yeah,
Brian,
and then
you
you
seem a
talk-
little concerned at this point. There's talk about two sides, but then there's also talk about an all-girls alliance. How do you know what's going to happen in this game?
Just considering all of these factors, like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I went home tonight at this point.
Really?
Yeah.
Who here feels like they have potential of going home tonight? This is only Moses is not raising his hand. Why do you feel safe?
What does that say about Moses?
No, I'm gonna put my hand up.
All right, so Moses, what does this say about how the game is going right now?
I think it kind of goes back to what I was saying before, where yes, there are two sides, but I don't think we even know what those sides are, whether every person on each side has their own allegiances or other plans right now, especially because there are talks of overlapping alliances, such as the girls one. I don't think anyone really knows what's happening right now.
Kate, how is this vote going to dictate the rest of the game?
I guess like number wise, it would get more uneven, and then people might be looking who are on the bad side. Whatever. The side with less numbers, I think people might be like, ooh, want to jump ship. That could happen. Because no one wants to get eliminated, so they like, do something.
All right, it is time to vote. Sarah, you're up.
Yeah, this is just a numbers thing at this point, nothing against you.
I have my advantage to steal 1 vote and use 2, and I'm stealing Toby's vote. I'm doing what we can for that new alliance.
I literally have no idea what to do right now. Wait, that was Izzy, Lexi, Toby. Izzy, Lexi, Toby.
I'll go tally the votes.
Blue is my favorite dog.
Before we get to this, a vote has been stolen in this game. Toby's vote will not count.
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. The rules of Survivor state that if someone plays the hidden immunity idol and any votes are cast against them, those votes will not count. Any votes cast for Lexi will not count. I'll read the votes. First vote. Sarah.
I'm going home. Sarah, you miscalculated.
Lexi does not count.
Oh, we might have not.
Lexi does not count.
Okay.
Lexi does not count. Lexi does not count. We're still at one vote, Sarah.
It's so awkward for the rest of the game.
Kate. Still at one vote, Sarah. One vote, Kate. 3 votes left. Kate, we're at 2 votes, Kate. Seventh person voted out of Survivor Boston. Kate. 3, that's enough. Need you to bring me your buff.
Oh, yeah. Well played, bitches. Well played.
Kate. Travis Toby.
Ew, did you just dunk it in water? That's what the good
And second member of our jury. All right. All right, well, with a surprising tribal council judging from the faces here, it can only get more complicated from here. Grab your stuff, head back to camp. Good night.
Next time on Survivor Boston, Peyton, Giselle, and Moses know they're on the bottom.
And now we're just trying to find out what to do. We're a little desperate right now, but we're hanging in.
But an unexpected ally may change the situation.
Yes. We want you to join forces with us.
And a twisted tribal shocks everyone.
Well, it happened. How did they have 2 different clues? Honestly, it's kind of a compliment because they saw me as a threat, but that's just how the game goes. They played it well. Lexi, good luck in this game.